Hello, I'm Marc, Sumner, host of the Channel Chat podcast show, and today I'm at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club with Andy Portlock, the Group Revenue Director from Utilize. How are we doing, Andy?
Really good, Marc. Thanks for having me. Venue is questionable, I would say, being a West Ham fan.
West Ham fan, I'm an Arsenal fan, yeah.
You know.
But to be fair, a fantastic venue and facilities.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And looking forward to the kickabout at 5 o'clock, apparently on the pitch.
Is there one? Right. Oh well, we'll be up for that for sure. Let's start there actually, because vendors do these events, partners like you turn up. Why are they so important for you to have a get together like this on these sort of occasions?
I think for me, it's twofold. It's one, it's meeting the SonicWall team, and we've got some great relationships. We've been a SonicWall partner for 20 years. So getting face-to-face, which I think is so important these days, right? But also the community, other SonicWall partners. And for me, the SonicWall community is where it really hits home. You know, understanding what others are doing in the industry. Are we competitors? Yes, but actually sharing a best practice, sharing advice, the wins, the losses, it's just important just to get face-to-face and be part of that community.
And in that sort of environment, will competitors share information? Are you quite open?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Look, there's enough food on the table for us all. We're all selling services, SonicWall services, Microsoft services. We're all doing a similar role out there. What's the differentiator? We've got differentiators. Our people, absolutely. For Utilize, it's about the people that we've got. We've all got a similar stack portfolio of technology, Marc. So yeah, there's no secrets. And look, I've got some great friends in the community that own MSPs, run MSPs, and the sharing's absolutely there. And
for the listeners out there that maybe don't know Utilize, give us a bit of a 2-minute synopsis on who you are.
Yeah, so Utilize, 28-year-old, founded 28 years ago by our founder, Warren Davis. We're still a privately owned business, very much at the heart of a traditional, true MSP. So we're about 140 people based over in Basildon in Essex. Have you ever been to Basildon?
Yeah, I'm a South Woodford boy, so that's where I am. So
right, you know, the Hollywood of Essex. So yeah, we're based over in Essex, very much focused on that strategy with our clients, outsourced help desk, and really we've got 3 core areas of our business. Infrastructure, of course, so the Microsoft Azure and M365 estate. Sage, so we've acquired a number of Sage business partners over the years, so Sage 200 and Sage Intact, and then the voice side of the business, so the telecom side of the business. So really stitching all 3 of those technologies together for our clients, building that strategy, that roadmap, that trusted advisor.
So let's stick to today, SonicWall's event today. What is the main reason you actually work with SonicWall?
We've been a SonicWall partner for 2 decades, 20
Long
years.
Time.
I know I don't look...
You don't look that old.
Thanks a lot, yeah. We teed that one up. Thank you. But we're 20 years in. And I was talking about this last night, actually. It's a bit like a marriage. You know, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. I won't say till death do us part because we won't go there, right? But it is right, and we know we've had some challenges over the last few months. Why SonicWall? It starts with the technology. It has to. Is the technology robust enough? You know, we put our name to it. Our customers buy our managed service, firewall as a service. We were the first in the UK to deliver firewall as a service via SonicWall. So it has to be technology, then it has to be people. And for a global vendor to have access to the exec team and to have those conversations is absolutely invaluable to us.
Now, you must have the choice of lots of products out there or lots of solutions out there. What gives SonicWall the edge?
We are all in on SonicWall, and
right.
We're all in with vendors in specific areas.
Right.
So SonicWall, most people, firewall, you know, if you say SonicWall, most people lead with firewall. But what we do as a business is we are super obsessed by training the entire team through ops, through sales on single vendor, and really getting that value proposition and understanding why it is that one vendor of choice. So we don't tout ourselves out, and some people will argue that actually, you know, you should have a product portfolio with multi-vendor. That's not our style. All of our engineers, technically, we've got 100 engineers across the business, all certified in SonicWall. So we're absolutely all in. And in return, what do we ask from SonicWall? They're all in with Utilize as well.
It sounds like a marriage, and it really does.
It does, yes. And it is, right? And I think it's true, right? For better, for worse. We've had great times with SonicWall, right? And we still are having great times. But in the challenging times, you have to ask the vendor to step up to the table, to be responsive and to really put some skin in the game. And of late, that's exactly what they've done.
Great to hear, great to hear. Now, you've been an early adopter of Sonic Sentry.
Yeah.
Why has that been particularly important, and why have you seen your customers use those services? Is it critical, is it just useful?
Well, I think the UK media are doing the selling for us. You only have to talk cyber at the moment, and it's Marks and Spencer's, it's Land Rover, like they're doing a great job, and it's the reality of where we live today. But that fear, I think, and the reality of what's happening out there. So for us, Sonic Sentry was, is it a credible threat to our clients? You only need to read the SonicWall cyber threat report and to see that actually 80% of all threats are coming from breach credentials, from the cloud, from M365. So when we can overlay a technology such as Sonic Sentry, the cloud service, specifically the cloud service, it is absolutely where we went to market. We went to market with that as a solution, protecting our clients, protecting their business, and cutting out 85% of that threat from their business.
You've got all the stats, Andy, haven't you? You should be a SonicWall salesman yourself. You know everything about them.
There you go.
Now, tell me about some of the activities you've been doing to sort of help drive your growth for your business, but with SonicWall specifically.
That comes down to marketing, so getting the message out to our clients quickly and efficiently. Sometimes there's a challenge of we talk to clients, and we're not unusual in this, you talk to clients about these types of services, about managed detection and response, about cloud detection, and there's a cost to it, right? There is a cost, and it's not an insignificant cost. So how do we break that down? This is critical to deploy this technology. So we very much take a proactive approach of turning these services on. After all, we clear up the mess if there's a breach. So we took a proactive approach to saying to our clients, this is critical, and we're turning this service on for you. Of course, you've got the option to turn it off, but Marks and Spencer's, supply chain, Jaguar, do you really want to turn off a critical service? And the answer fundamentally is no. You just can't afford that risk. And we've seen how devastating those risks are, right? You know, third parties shut down, supply chains shut down. It's not just impacting their business, but the wider community as well.
Andy, and my last question, you talked about the relationship with SonicWall. It's been a long time. What's next for your relationship? How do you see it moving forward in 2026?
Yeah, and I think, again, this is probably more market-led. The death of SSL VPN. We know that SonicWall have been quite aggressive in turning off some of their older services, so specifically the SMA 1000 devices, really aggressive in bringing that end of life forward. And I absolutely understand why, right? SSL, VPN, legacy technology, there's risks around that technology, not just from SonicWall, we've seen other vendors do it. So for us, it's very much about moving towards that cloud secure edge, that zero trust for our clients. So we're going to have a big push on that in 2026, and rightly so. And then the other piece of the jigsaw, specifically from a SonicWall point of view, we've deployed cloud detection and response. So really looking at those specifically around Microsoft services and maybe software as a service. The next step for that is probably full MDR, so really interrogating the endpoint and bringing that service into our offering.
Andy, you've been a great guest. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Marc.
Cheers.
Take care.